Oh.
Hi, I'm Tyler. Welcome back to Quarantine Creations. This week we are creating castles, and this is the castle that we are creating today. And we're going to be learning all about these fun little towers and how we can create towers for our Lego castles. So let's get started on our castle. Here are the pieces that we're going to need for the first section of the tower, which is the base, which we're going to use this blue color for, since it looks like water. And then the first layer of walls kind of around our tower. On the sides here, we're going to use some of these bricks with the studs on the side because they look a little bit like windows. Another piece that we're going to add into this that I didn't have in the layout of the pieces is these little weird kind of decorative curved elements, and we're going to use some of these on the edges of the castle. In order to attach those, we're going to use some of these corner bricks with studs on just two sides, in addition to some bricks with just a stud on one side. We're going to put those on the corners like so. These white ones are just going to function like windows. Along the tops of these wall sections here, we're just going to use some of these tan 1x1 round studs just to add a nice little decorative top to these walls. Two more here. Now we're going to use two of these for each corner, and they'll attach like so. That creates a nice little decoration around the bottom here, as well as creating some fun little elements that pop up over the edge of the wall. Here's the pieces we're going to need for our bridge. We're going to use this circular blue plate to simulate some more water. We're going to use these arches for the main portion of our bridge. Here in the front, we're going to use some tiles at different heights to create some steps going up to the entrance to our bridge. For the entrance, we're going to use one of these arched doorway pieces because I think it looks very decorative there. Some tiles for the main walkway, and the entrance again, but we're going to use this door piece, which fits in here nicely. Whoops. There we go. We can put a stud on top there to make it a little more decorative. This can attach to the front. And for the entrance to our tower, we're going to do something similar with one of these arches, and we're going to add a little tower top on the top of that archway there. Here are all the pieces that we will need for the keep of our castle. Here are 1, 2, 3, 4 different towers that we're going to make, and we're going to make 2 of each of these type of towers. This first tower, we're going to use this plate with the stud in the middle and some of these bricks with studs on all sides. And this makes a nice little skinny tower, but it also looks like we have windows on all sides of this nice little tower. Now to make the top of the tower, we're going to use this inverted dome, a plate, and a cone on top makes it look really cool, like there's this nice conical roof on the top. The next tower that we're going to make is going to use this as the base, but I'm actually going to start at the top this time. We're going to start by putting this axle into our cone. We're going to put a round plate and a round brick, and we're going to do something a little bit different here. Instead of putting this piece on with the studs going up, we're actually going to flip it upside down and put it on this axle. And I'm doing this because here it looks like we have little tiny windows just because of those little gaps in the bottom of the round brick. And this is a really nice decorative element that you can add to your towers. Now the problem is, if we wanted to attach this to our tower, we can't. We've got studs going down and studs going up, and those just don't really connect. So we're going to do some clever things to try and reverse that direction. We're going to use this tile with the stud in the middle of it, and we're going to be able to attach that to our plate with the stud in the middle. And now we are able to reverse our tower, and it can attach like so. The next tower we're going to make is a little tiny tower, and it uses these Technic connector pieces and some Technic pins. I like using these Technic connector pieces because these little slots in the side look like some little windows. This Technic half pin will let us attach something onto the top like this red cone, and there's a nice tall skinny little tower. We're going to make a shorter version of that the same way as we did here. So now we have 2 of each of those towers and 2 of each of those. I'm going to attach these skinnier, taller towers in the back, these guys in the front, and our keep, I am going to attach these on all the corners. Now let's make a main center tower that will go in the middle of this. Here are the pieces we need for our big, tall tower in the middle. We're going to start with these 2x2 bricks and these 1x2 Technic bricks because we have a lot of these little tiny round windows, so I'm going to use these Technic bricks with round holes to create some larger round windows. And we can alternate this to get some windows on either side of our tower. I'm going to use some more of these bricks with the studs on just 2 corner sides around the top here, and then some of these slopes on each side. I'm going to use these Technic bricks for some more windows on this portion of the tower. And maybe this is the section of the castle where the princess lives. I think this seems like a very princessy looking castle. Now here, we don't exactly have a big cone that we can attach to the top. So we're going to have to be a little bit creative in how we create a conical shape. So we're going to use some of these wedge plates as well as these curved slopes, but we're going to use them at an angle or connected on the side to create a conical shape for our tower. And on the very tip top, we can finish it off with another little tiny cone and another section of tower. There we have our largest tower. And we can attach our castle, tower, and keep area into the very center of our castle, and there we have a nice fantasy princess castle with lots of fun towers and other decorative elements. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Quarantine Creations. I hope you have learned something about creating towers for your castles. I had a lot of fun building, and I hope you had fun as well. So use what you've learned in this episode and maybe create your own castle with some really fun castle towers. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.